do that to you, nor do I care. I don't care about what you have. I don't care about what you're doing. All of this. I want to be in your presence and get to know you because I want to get to know you.
What up, though? It's your boy Danye BC2, and I'm back. I'm back with another reaction video. So this video is going to be about a lady that talks about that she doesn't have the capacity for any more friendships. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. So let's jump right into the video, man.
As of today, 2-3 years from now, this may change. I hope it does change. But as of today, I do not have the capacity for friendships. I do not. We're starting with 0 friends, right? I had 2 friends. One I let go of, and it ended very maturely and very amicably. And then the other one, I think she dropped me. So I dropped one, and then I feel like the other one dropped me, but I don't know for sure because I never followed up. So I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to follow up. So yeah, that's where we're at with friendships. I have plenty of acquaintances, but friends is a totally different story at this point. My sister is my friend, and I'm totally okay with that. We talk all the time. We're close. I trust her. I support her. She supports me. We have a good relationship. So I think I don't have as much of a desire for a friendship because of that. I feel like if I didn't have my sister, there may be some kind of void, like, oh, I wish I had somebody that I was like close to and I could talk to and da-da-da. But because I have her, it's not that big of a deal for me.
It is a big deal. And I think a lot of us get caught in this in terms of we don't have a lot of people that we talk to. And it might be a good thing at times, but people are lonely today. Can we talk about it? People are more lonely than ever because we don't have no families. A lot of people are out on their own. They're just living to live, and we need friends. I'm sorry. I don't think we need 10 friends, 20 friends. We need like 3, 4 people that we can talk to on a daily basis, keep us sane, keep us in check. So we're not, because now look, she's a burden on her sister. They might have the best relationship. You might think you had the best relationship, whatever, with the person that maybe you talk to. Maybe that's the only person you talk to. But at the end of the day, it's a burden. You have to talk to that person all the time because you don't have nobody else to talk to. And you're supposed to go for them for advice and this and that, your bad day and all that stuff. Listen, I can't be somebody's only friend because I don't got all that time. I'm busy. I'm working. I need my own space. So that's just my opinion on that.
I'm just at a place right now where my tolerance level is very, very thin. I just don't have time for what comes with getting to know people and trying to foster relationships and then dealing with people's personalities. Right now, I don't have the tolerance for the foolishness and for the pettiness and for the cattiness and I just don't have time for it. I feel like old me was more tolerant, more patient, but these days it's like, girl, bye. Like, girl, bye. Like, I don't even want to deal with it. I'm gonna give y'all an example.
Story time.
So I had an acquaintance, right? And this person, so over the course of our acquaintanceship, because we never made it to friends, I had known her about maybe 2 years or so. So it started with us like hanging out in groups. And then, me and her kind of got to know each other a little bit more. So it kind of started to downsize from a group of us to like 3 of us. And then to me and her connecting, that kind of situation. So I liked her. I was like, okay, I love her energy. Like, I love her personality. Like, I really do want to get to know you a little bit more. You're about your business. I like you. I want to support you and vice versa. And so that was that. That was the trajectory of our relationship. And so, we would go out to eat one-on-one and talk and just get to know each other more. And it was good. And I noticed some things about her that I was like, I don't know about that. But it wasn't anything to where I would be like, girl, I don't want nothing to do with you. So can I help you?
I'm going to need you to focus, young lady. I'm going to need you to focus because you're in the middle of a story.
Anyway, so as things progressed, I noticed some tendencies, and I noticed that she was someone who kind of liked to have attention and liked to make herself like the center of attention, talk about herself, that kind of thing, which I am totally fine with, because if y'all like have been with me in real life and know me in real life, y'all, even at the little dinner we had, the meetup dinner, y'all, steal the show. I ain't trying to be the center of attention. Go ahead and talk, girl. Share your life. I don't care. Like, I'm just there.
I'm already listen. She's taking long to get to the story. It's building up, but I think this has a little bit to do with maybe jealousy or she did something. Cause I ain't gonna lie, girls is sneaky. They envious too. A girl hates to see another girl win. I don't care what you say. Of course, you get the exceptions, but in most cases, they always judging each other. They're trying to outperform each other. They're trying to get the better man. Women are very competitive when it comes to other women. But hey, let's see what she's talking about. But I just had to throw that in there. And y'all know it's facts. You out there, you know it's facts. Write in the comment section about certain situations or certain instances where you've seen other women hate off of other women. I think that would be funny to read. And I might make a video about anybody who writes any comments about that situation.
Here for the food. I'm just there. I'm just there for the food. I'm just there for the tea. I'm just there to listen, have a good time. So I'm not that person. So there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing in me that's like trying to compete with that. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, it is something that I noticed as far as her behavior. I'm really big on character. So for me, it was kind of like, why do you feel the need to portray your life in a certain way? Like to make others think that you have it all together, or you know what I'm trying to say? It was that. Like, for instance, we were all out to dinner. It was like maybe 5 or 6 of us. And now, mind you, at that table, let me see. At that table, out of like the 5 or 6 of us, 2, so her and then my other friend at the time, had boyfriends. The rest of us were single. Once again, girl, I've told y'all this before. I don't care. Like, I am that person. I could care less like what you got that I don't have, and vice versa. I love that you're in love. I am happy for you. I want nothing but the best for you. But at the end of the day, I really don't care because that don't have nothing to do with me. I'm that kind of person. There's a difference when someone has something that they know you don't have, and they're like just talking about it, and they're happy about it, and they're just sharing and all of that. There's a difference from that, and there's a difference from that person kind of like rubbing it in your face because they know that's something that you don't have. Like I said, to make themselves look better and put themselves on a pedestal.
She got a man and you don't. Shit. Let her brag. Let her brag. She says she can keep a man and get a man, and you can't. It does sound like you feel some type of way about it.
Compared to you. And that's what this situation was. And I know it wasn't just me, because the people that were there was like, after the fact, like, we're talking about the same thing. Like, she was doing a little too much. Like, okay. And even the person that had a boyfriend also was like, yeah, she was doing a little too much. So at the dinner, we were all just talking and, you know, catching up and all that. And she was mentioning that she had started dating someone. We're like, okay, girl. So she was telling us about it. And then, y'all, like 5 minutes later, still telling us about it, still telling us about how he does this and does that. And we're like, okay, girl. So all of us like, okay, girl. But then, y'all, it's like 10 minutes later, and it started to be like, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. And so then at that point, everyone's like,
okay. Yo, shut up. That's what I would have told her. All right, easy. Relax there. All right. We don't care about your man, all right? Let's be honest. You feel me? You need those type of friends that's like, yo, all right. When you doing too much, you need people that can check you. I ain't gonna lie. When I'm acting up or one of my friends is acting up, I want them to be like, all right, my boy, you talking too much about that. All right. Like, you hype. Relax.
Okay, we get it. Like, okay. Like, it was like that. So nobody is hating on you, but you're saying all this information in a way that is making people feel like you're trying to one up somebody or make us feel less than because that's something that you're experiencing or you have. That I do not like. Like, so for me, when she was doing all that, that was kind of like, I don't know about that. But like I said, I still liked her, still like her personality. I still, you know, want to grow something with her. That was just something I noticed. So fast forward, y'all. And so fast forward, and we go out to eat just one-on-one, me and her. And she's like, oh girl, like, I want to have a little get together. I want to do a pool party for all the girls and, you know, get all my girls together, and I want to invite you. And I was like, okay, cool. And so at that time I had just moved into my new apartment. So like the last apartment I was in, I had just moved into that apartment. And so I was like, oh, like, yeah, at some point over the summer, because it was like the beginning of summer. And I was like, oh, yeah, at some point over the summer, you're going to have to come to my apartment so I can show you around and maybe we can get in the pool. She was like, pool? I don't do public pools. And so, y'all, I looked at her and I was like, girl, I said her name. I was like, girl, I know you didn't just say that. And it was ironic because she lived in a townhome And the pool that she wanted to have the get together at, the pool party, was a public pool, but it was another situation.
Yo, you know what's funny? There was an example, right? Because it matches this one. It's just funny. I'm having my breakfast with my friends, and if any of my friends see this video, why are we at a restaurant eating breakfast and they bring in water? Somebody gonna tell the host or the waitress, I don't drink tap water. Who do you think you are? So listen, I'm when she's telling these stories, I'm starting to have a little train of thought in my mind where I'm having the same old situations happen in my life. And it's not just by one person, but just multiple people. But there are people that I ain't gonna lie, they do try to one up you. And that's all it sounds like this girl's doing. This girl's trying to be seen as the top dog. She's trying to see like her life is all great to make you feel like, shoot, you should be looking up to her in a sense, or you can't compete with her, which is like I said, didn't I just tell y'all women are the worst, each other's worst enemy? They don't like when each other wins. This lady, it doesn't sound like she's that bothered, but you can't tell me she's not hurt a little bit when she tries to brag or one up her. And the other lady, on the other hand, is like, shit, I got her.
Where I felt like she was trying to belittle me in a way. I live in a townhouse. I have a more private pool. I don't do apartment public pools. I do townhome public pools. Like, that's what it was giving. And so I was like, so after that, that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way because, like I said, I knew what she was trying to imply. Like, no, I don't do that.
We don't do your pissy pools. What you not understanding? We don't do the pissy pools, the public pissy pools.
Like, that's ghetto. Apartment pools are ghetto. And y'all know, like, the pool at my last apartment, the new apartment, that was a nice pool. It was a really nice pool. And let me stop being petty. Let me stop being petty because that's not of God. Okay. What I was about to say was not of God. But anyway, long story short, when I went to the get together, it was definitely giving old public pool. So what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, stop trying to put yourself up here because you're not really up there. And the fact that you're doing that,
it's coming out. It's coming out. What did I tell you? She was back. She was hating because now she wasn't hating, but she was also looking at her like, girl, you not even all that. And this is what I'm saying. Here it comes. The real is coming out. She tried to say, oh, I don't really care. I'm a nice person. Now the shots are getting thrown. This is what we came for. This is what we came for.
is making me feel away because I wouldn't do that to you, nor do I care. I don't care about what you have. I don't care about what you're doing. All of this. I want to be in your presence and get to know you because I want to get to know you. The reason I like you has nothing to do with what you have, what you can do for me, what you're doing with your life, the fact that you got a man, all this other stuff. The fact if they look at my face one more time, if they look in my face one more, let me stop. But yeah, it has nothing to do with that. So I'm
Ain't nobody over there.
here confused as to why she keeps like trying to throw digs at me to make sure I know that she's up here and I'm here because I don't care. I don't care. So that was that. So fast forward some more, we're getting to know each other and she invites me over her place. And so I'm the type of person, especially when I come to your place for the first time, like I don't try to step on anybody's toes, but I want like a tour. Like, girl, like show me around. I'm excited to see your place. It's my first time here. Like, it's cute, da da da. So I was like, oh, like this is cute, da da da. So she was showing me around. And then we're coming down the steps. Mind you, she lives in a townhome. And mind you, we've already had a discussion about the fact that she owns her townhome. Information I know and information that she knows I know. So we're going down the steps and we lived in the same area. Like we were like 10 minutes apart. And so I was curious about like how much she was paying. So I was like, hey, like, if you don't mind me asking, how much do you pay for rent? And y'all,
rent. Girl, you better figure out what a mortgage is.
I could hear her like coming down the steps behind me. And as soon as the words rent left my mouth, she stopped abruptly on the steps. It was so abrupt to the point where I had to turn around because I'm like, girl, you okay? And so I turned around. She was like, I don't pay rent. I pay mortgage. Y'all, I was like, girl, I know you pay mortgage. Like, and she was when I called her out, she was like, I just had to make sure to clarify. I was like, girl, I know you pay mortgage. You know what I meant. And she was like, and then she went on to tell me how much she pays and da 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 da. And so for me, it was like, once again, like, girl, like, I think honestly that was like the final straw, because I'm like, you keep doing this, like trying to, because y'all know I was renting at my apartment. I don't care. I don't care that you own your townhome, y'all. This is
So she can't keep her friend. That's what it sounds like the story is. I don't know why she only has one friend. What's up with your other friends? You know what I'm saying? Why did you end up with a jealous, not a jealous, why did you end up with a lady that just wants to one up you? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I think it was a cool little story. You feel me? But like I said, she did all that running around. She made the story drag out for 16 minutes. So she was hurt at some point. If it wasn't that big of a deal, you made it into a 30-minute video. One story about one girl that just bragged about her situations to you. It ain't that deep. But for my people out there that actually are by themselves and to themselves because of personal reasons, or you feel like you don't need to be talking to a lot of people, like I said, get you a group of solid friends. You don't even have to hang out. You don't have to go out all the time. But people that are just going to keep it real with you, you can have good conversations with. You can also tell a little bit of, you know what I mean, your situation or what you're going through, just for the mental part of it, the same part of it, the being able to stress, like release some of the stress that you have. For my men, I prefer you talk to other men about your hardships and about your situations like that, because women have a track record and there's a history, and this is just their nature of using your weakness against you. When you tell a woman something, they always be like, "Oh, please, I want you to cry to me. I want you to complain and tell me you're boo." Man, they'll listen. They might sit there and even cry with you. 3 weeks later, they thrown it in your face. You tell them, "Oh man, my mom went to jail." 3 weeks later, man, go ahead, man. What you gonna do? Call your mom? Like, damn, that's how you feel? Like, they always throw them little digs. You know it. Come on, guys. You know out there that they do this. So I think you should talk to your boys, because they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna throw nothing in your face like that, or they shouldn't. And go from there, man. I appreciate anybody who's still watching this video. Hit that like and subscribe. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. Peace.